I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming by and spending some time with me on this train wreck of a channel right now. For those of you that are not familiar, I'm going to be doing a bunch of new stuff, just kind of testing the waters. But yes, I'm working on trying to get my channel remonetized thanks to good old YouTube. You know how they are. They just like to mess with channels like me, like myself, like this, like whatever. They just like messing with people. So welcome to the poorhouse where we look like we're from the suburbs. I am going to be showing you how I do a natural brow look. Now there are so many brows, so many brows out there that you can do. There's the Instagram brows, which God forbid, please, I'm not even touching those. I haven't tried them, and I don't think I want to go there. There's just too many crazy brows on Instagram. There's the natural brow, then you have the ombre brow, then you have got the dramatic glam brow. Now, if you're going full glam and you want a perfectly carved brow, there are those two. But today we are going to be doing the natural brows. And lucky for you guys, you have come to the channel where I have got the worst brows on YouTube. Now, if you've been with me a while, you know I've got this birthmark on my left eye. This eye is totally shaped different from my other eye. I mean, I've got to do something totally different to my eyeshadow on this eye than this one. It goes the same way for my brows. My brows, you know the saying, brows are not twins, they are sisters. Well, mine, I don't even think is in the same family. So you get to come and watch me turn the worst brows ever into something that looks somewhat kind of, well, you know, looks like a brow. This brow is so much more different than this one, and it's actually my easiest brow. This one likes to give me trouble. Guys, I did not shave my brows. I didn't pluck my brows or anything for this video, so you get to see the raw, natural brow. I've been trying to grow them out. I used to tweeze them and shave them, and then they turned out like they look like little worms on my face, so we don't do that no more. So I have been letting the hairs grow out more, so they are a total mess, and you will see that in the tutorial. This is the Winky Lux, the Unibrow Universal Brown Eye Defining Pencil. I think that's what it's called. And this was in a BoxyCharm, and of course it's got that shape, the angled shape right there, which I find it to be perfect for the brows, and the shade is also perfect. I can't even tell you what the shade is because it's already rubbed off. But LA Colors, believe it or not, and I use a lot of their brow products, they are really surprisingly really good. Has a pencil almost just like this. It's called the Browy Wowie, and it's also dual-ended. It's got the brush on the other end. I love that just as well, but I just don't have it right now, which I really need to get that one. But this is a really good pencil. I like to go in and trace my brow first, so I'll use that to do it with. If the brow is a little bit too dark, what I'll do is I'll take an angled brush like this. Everybody's should have one of these. If you don't, they are so easy to find. You can pick them up almost anywhere. And pick up a cool toned powder or the shade that you want on your brows and just cover it a little bit with that to lighten up the brow, darken out, whatever you want to do. And then I'll go in with a brow gel. Now, one of my favorites is the LA Colors. This is part of their Browy Wowie collection, and this, I believe, is in soft brown, but this is just a tinted brow gel. And I love going in with this after I'm done doing everything. And then what I'll do is I'll take a clean spoolie, of course, one of these, and just brush the product straight through the brow. Then I will take a sponge tip applicator. Now, this is not your normal sponge tip. This is not one of the ones that you get in those eyeshadow palettes and you toss out. Believe me, I do it too. I don't like them. I hate them. But I do like this one. Now, I believe this one is It Cosmetics. I'm not exactly sure. They should be pretty easy to find. But it is a thinner sponge at the top. And what I like to do is I like to go over the top of the brow to make sure that everything is kind of lined up correctly. And what this will do, instead of using just a regular brush, this will pick up more product. So if there's anything out of place, I just kind of lightly go over the brow with this. And it'll pick up any excess product or anything. Or if anything's out of the lines. Now, those are the products that I use today. Now, there are other times, especially if I'm doing the umbro brow or if I want a more dramatic brow, I will go in with a brow pomade. Now, one of my favorites is, again, it's LA Colors. It's part of their Browy Wowie collection. And this is in shade Soft Brown, and it's just a regular pomade, a brow gel. What I'll do is I'll go in with, again, an angled brush like this, and I'll just kind of feather like little hair-like strokes throughout the whole brow. And this is a really good shade for me. I really love using that one, but ever since I've been kind of went back to this pencil, I've just been using that. It's so much easier to get it out instead of opening the lid on that and having to spray some kind of setting spray or primer spray in this, because it does dry up kind of fast. Now, when I first got it, it didn't do that. I mean, it did last a good month before it really did start drying up, where I have to spray it with something or adding a little bit of water or whatever. Go ahead and jump into the tutorial. And alright, so I've already got one brow done. Now I'm going to show you how to do the other. Now, there are different ways that I do my brows depending on what look I'm going for, whether it be glam or a more natural look. So I'm going to lean more toward the natural brow today. So first, what I'm going to do is I usually like to trace my brow out. I lied to y'all. I lied. First, what you want to do is you want to brush it. And I usually brush my hairs up because it seems to make it easier. And if you see my brow, you can see where it is sparse, like where I don't have a lot of hair. So that is mainly where we're going to be focusing the product.
How you doing, Amanda?
So you don't want to go in and just lay like a straight line. You want to kind of feather the pencil to make it look like more natural hair strokes. Again, I'm just tracing it out. And I like to do the lower part first because that is where I have most of the problems. Once you get on the top line right there, just let the pencil do the work for you, or the brush, or whatever you're using. Now, I like to bring mine a little bit more outward right there at the tail, just because it looks better, because my eyes are very hooded, and whenever I do a winged eyeliner, I like to drag that line out a little bit further than it should. And I have been letting my hairs grow out. Now, I used to shave them all the time, and all that would be gone, and then most of that at the top, and usually my whole tail usually ended up gone whenever I did shave them. So I kind of been taking a break from that just to let my hairs grow out naturally. And again, don't worry if they don't look the same, because brows are sisters, they're not twins. Now we're going to go to the top, and I kind of start in the middle right here. And if you can see, like, there is a spot that is very sparse right there. So that's where I'm going to put most of the product. And then, like I said, just let whatever you're using, your brush, your pencil, whatever, do the work for you on the top part of the brow, because it is going to follow the natural shape of your brow. And then what you want to do is you want to flip your pencil or your brush or whatever, again, whatever you're using, and use kind of the sharp part and kind of like feather hairline strokes in there. And if you can see, that looks like real hair. But just keep in mind that you want to do this with a very, very light hand. And then just kind of feather some of the color through the rest of your brow. And that is a more natural brown. Now what I'll do is I'll flip the pencil over, or get your own brush or whatever you want to do, and just kind of brush that product through. If you see right there, like there's a clump of product. You usually just brush right through the hairs, and you just want to lightly brush it. And then, like I said, if you did go in with a heavy hand, if they're too dark, what you want to do is you want to take a light colored powder or a lighter pencil or whatever, but the powder works better. Take a lighter color powder and just brush it through that, and it will lighten up the shade. And then I like to go in with the brow gel, and that's just going to hold the brows in place. And this is a tinted brow gel, and I believe this is also in soft brown or light brown. I'll have it all on the screen for you to see. And after I get that in, I go in one more time with my brush, and just sort of brush all the product through that is in there. And then after I get it to where I want it, and see, like this brow, I feel like it needs to come out just a little bit more. And then I have this little sponge tip brush right here. Now, I believe this is It Cosmetics. I love to take this brush as soon as I'm done and just sort of, I don't press really hard, but I just kind of hold it in place and let it follow the brow and make sure there's nothing out of place. And that is how I make my natural brow. Now, again, brows is like, ooh, it's like one of my most hated things about makeup. It is the worst thing that I hate to do. And I will tell you in which order. I forgot to tell you what order I do this in. People do their makeup routine in different orders. I tend to do mine right before my eyeshadow. So this is my routine. Skincare, primer, then I have to color correct that dang birthmark right there. Foundation, concealer, then setting powder, and then I'll go ahead and add my bronzer. Not my highlighter. My highlighter is absolutely last. That is my favorite, so I save the best for last. But I will go ahead and do my contour, my bronzer, or whatever I'm using that day. Do all of my powders, and then I'll do my brows before my eyeshadow. Now, a lot of people like to do their brows first, and a lot of people like to do their eyeshadows first, but I can't do that. Like, it just throws me. Who are you people? How do y'all do that? I have tried to do my eyeshadow or my brows first. I just can't do it. I think you people are aliens. I think y'all are aliens if y'all do your eyeshadow first. Because anyways, that is just my routine. You know, it's just little on me. So, you know, who am I? Who am I? This is my daily brow, and that's even if I have any makeup on at all. God knows you do not want to see me like that, which y'all have. But anyways, I'm not really supposed to tell y'all this. I'm not really supposed to say this. So come here. Don't tell anybody. You see the like button down there? He has been talking some mad crap about all of you guys. So, I would go ahead and slap that like button, punch it, pound it, whatever you gotta do. I hope y'all enjoyed my brow routine, and don't worry, I will save your seat for the next ride. Love you guys. Bye. I do want to put this in here. For those of you wondering about the spoilers, I might have an idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it out anyway. So just make sure your belt is on, and we're just going to test some stuff out. Give it a go. I might be drunk. I think I'm going crazy. Okay, the puppy's taking shoes now, so that's stupid. That was a stupid intro. Okay.